Comrades, thank you for coming back for lunch, and please welcome Commander-in-Chief Al Lippard to the podium.
Sergeant Jones, would you take us out of recess, please?
The Bible. Opening ceremony has been completed.
They do a wardrobe fix for you.
Yeah.
Did I have it on backwards?
You did.
We're all set. We're in session. We just opened the Bible.
Okay, I call this session back to order, and I call on Past Commander-in-Chief. No? Okay. Oh, where's my credential?
Credentials. Yeah, credentials report first.
Okay. Comrades, want to call on our Judge Advocate General for the convention.
So real credentials report, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's for real.
The real credentials report. All right, good afternoon, Commander-in-Chief, council members, and delegates. Prior to the close of registration today, August 12th, 2025, due to the suspension of Convention Rule 11 as approved by this delegation, the total delegates registering their credentials are 2,058. Total delegates, 9,398. Department commanders, 41. Council members, 38. Total past commanders and chiefs, 9. Total national officers, 9. Grand total, 9,495. Again, thank you so much for bearing with us. We made it, and welcome back from lunch. I'm glad to see all of you here.
All right, welcome back. Now we're going to address the set-asides. Just remember, every one of us in here is very passionate about this organization. And anytime you put two people who are very passionate about something, chances are there's going to be some disagreements on how to accomplish that passion. We all are comrades. We will act as such. First one that was brought up was B12.
Is there any discussion on B12? You got Mike? Oh, that's Chief.
That's Chief.
Chief. Okay, discussion on B12, starting with Mike.
All right, discussion on B12, and we'll start at microphone number 1.
I'll let it go up next. Comrade Commander-in-Chief, I'm Ken Stein, Post 12146, Ban Chang, Thailand, National Council member from Department of Pacific Areas. And man, I'm out of breath. I haven't run this fast from lunch since I was at Camp Hansen up in Okinawa, but I'll try and get through this. Comrades, I rise to speak against proposed bylaw change B12, Section 16, eligibility to office. Comrades, we should not restrict the newly elected Commander-in-Chief from choosing who he or she believes is the best person to be his partner in achieving his or her goals. To use terms we see in most organizations, the Commander-in-Chief is the CEO and the Adjutant General functions as the COO. Does anyone here know of any effective organization where the CEO is prohibited from selecting his or her principal advisor, partner, and chief operating officer? I don't think so. Yet here we are, getting ready to vote on a bylaw change that would restrict the Commander-in-Chief from selecting his or her choice for Adjutant General. Why has this proposal been submitted? Well, according to the representative on the Bylaws Committee from the state that submitted this proposal, it was submitted because we don't want the appearance of a conflict of interest. So now are we making decisions based on perceptions instead of facts and instead of doing what's best for the organization? I certainly hope not. This is not to say only a past Commander-in-Chief should be the Adjutant General, but we should never restrict who the Commander-in-Chief can select for the important position of Adjutant General. It was also stated at the Bylaws Committee meeting on Sunday that it's not a problem having a past Commander-in-Chief wait for 5 years. It was said, if the past Commander-in-Chief was going to be a great Adjutant General at the conclusion of his term, he will still be a great Adjutant General in 5 years. Really? Processes, people, systems, focus, and priorities all change, sometimes dramatically, over a 5-year period. We must give the Commander-in-Chief the option of choosing a partner who is on the same page and someone he feels most comfortable with working with and assisting in carrying out his or her programs. Throughout our organization, we trust department, district, and post commanders to appoint the best people. Why prohibit the Commander-in-Chief from appointing who he or she believes is the best possible person across the entire organization without excluding any group or member? We should trust the newly appointed chief to make the right choice. We elected him or her to lead our great organization. Don't start out their term by restricting this most important appointment. Finally, we heard someone say yesterday on a different subject, we should listen to our department's National Council member and trust the council as a whole to make the correct decisions. Well, the National Council, in accordance with the national bylaws, has to approve the appointment of the Adjutant General. The reason for that is to protect our organization. So let the council do its job and approve or disapprove the Commander-in-Chief's selection for Adjutant General, but don't prohibit or tie the hands of the newly elected Commander-in-Chief from considering an entire group of experienced and talented people. Let the newly elected Commander-in-Chief and the National Council Administration perform their assigned duties without any additional restrictions. I urge you all to vote no on Proposal B12. Thank you, Chief.
Microphone 3.
Microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Kerry Pritchett, delegate from 5579 in the great state of New Jersey. I rise in opposition to this bylaw. The loss of institutional knowledge and leadership expertise from former Commander-in-Chiefs bring a wealth of organizational knowledge, leadership, and experience, and institutional continuity that can be extremely valuable in paid positions. Arbitrarily delaying their eligibility by 5 years risks losing that expertise to other organizations or sectors. Unnecessary restrictions on organizational flexibility, restricting the pool of eligible candidates for a paid position, limits the organization's ability to recruit the most qualified person at critical times. In cases where a past Commander-in-Chief is the best candidate for the role, this bylaw would prevent the organization from hiring based on merit and need. Potential for disencouragement and disengagement, many leaders continue their involvement after serving in top positions, driven by a strong commitment to the organization's mission. A 5-year employment ban may unintentionally signal distrust or devaluation in their continued service, discouraging post-term engagement and weakening long-term leadership pipelines. Conflict with democratic and meritocratic principles. While the proposed bylaw preserves eligibility for elected positions, it creates a distinction that implies less trust in appointed roles. This undermines confidence in the appointment process and suggests former top leaders requiring a waiting period not imposed on others. Such a policy seems to target a specific group without clear justified cause. Alternative safeguards, they already exist. Our Council of Administration has to approve the appointment. So for the reasons outlined above, we urge the membership to reject the bylaw change. It introduces unnecessary restrictions and reduces organizational flexibility and potentially alienates experienced leaders whose continued contributions are vital. Thank you.
Thank you. Microphone number 2.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief John Keane, Delegate Post 1 out of Colorado. I rise in opposition to this bylaw change primarily because it attempts to limit the membership of a member in good standing. As many of us have heard this week, the bylaws allow a member in good standing to run for any office. So how can we then limit the opportunity to receive an appointment at the same time? I think those two thoughts are inconsistent with one another, yet many people hold both of them in their head at the same time. Additionally, if this change is implemented, where do these limitations end? When does 5 years become 10? When does the limit on paid appointments turn into all appointments? This is the slippery slope argument. And what are the unintended consequences? By adopting this change, we may miss out on the next Bob Wallace, who, after being Commander-in-Chief, led our DC office very successfully for decades. I also recognize that the Foundation is a separate organization from the fraternal side of the VFW, but does this bylaw change then make us have to reconsider other decisions that have been made, where we have a Commander-in-Chief within 5 years of his term expiring who now runs that vital organization? In conclusion, the bylaws are here to protect us from ourselves. I've heard that told to me many times. I don't think we should change the bylaws for what I feel are petty jealousies and trivial personalities, and that is why I oppose this adoption. Thank you.
Thank you. Microphone 3.
Commander-in-Chief Bill Rowland, Department of Pennsylvania Commander, 914 Post. I had a hard time with this, to be honest with you. If they would have said 1 or 2 years, that would be considerable. But I don't believe we should take the choice away from the Commander-in-Chief, who we elected as a junior vice, then became senior vice, then became commander. We trusted him then. Why wouldn't we trust him now? But as department commander, I don't know if I'd be successful if I could not pick my team. So I raise an opposition to this. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you. Microphone number 1.
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. Paul Sparrow, past Commander-in-Chief, Post 686 in New York. I rise in opposition to this for a very specific reason. Through my entire career in the VFW, I have been taught, instructed, cajoled, threatened to make sure that everything we do, everything I do, is in compliance with the national bylaws. They are sacrosanct. They are a special grouping of words. They are our guidance. They keep us on the straight and narrow. And I know that there are times when there need to be changes made to those bylaws. Lord knows that since I joined this organization, I've witnessed many changes. But I will say this: if you are going to change the bylaws of this organization, and you expect me to support that change, you need to show me how this makes the VFW better. If you can't do that, then don't bring the bylaw to me. I don't see any way this improves the running of our organization. The previous speaker was correct. The appearance, if not the fact, the appearance that this bylaw lives in petty jealousy, trivial personalities, and is aimed at limiting one individual from appointing another individual. I have heard that the important thing is not only who you are, but who you are with. I was Commander-in-Chief, and I will challenge any past Commander-in-Chief in this organization to tell me that if something like this was presented to limit their ability to choose their team, that they would accept that and go quietly along with it. I urge you strongly, do not change bylaws that do not need to be changed. Do not add bylaws that do not add strength to our organization. Do not add bylaws that cause misunderstandings, misgivings, and difficulties. So with that, thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you. Microphone number 2.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Ken Wiseman, National Council Member, Department of Virginia. I rise in support of the motion. I rise in support of the motion because it is actually an exceedingly common type of rule. An ethics cool-off period is used in government and in industry for a number of types of people, including generals and admirals who have to take a break when leaving office before taking certain other jobs. And if those past chiefs that are leaving the organization's highest position are so capable of doing things other than adjutant general, those avenues, those ways are the ways that we can continue to keep them involved. Because I can tell you now, just as much as we need an excellent adjutant general, we need excellent post quartermasters, excellent post commanders, and as I know well enough, excellent post trustees. So go home and do great things and take other appointments and keep your resume strong. This is actually an extension of the conversation we had last year about maintaining the 2/3 majority requirement for an adjutant general going through the council. It is to ensure that those in orbits of incoming chiefs are the right people and not just someone being shotgunned into a position with a pre-made agenda that is bad for us. Unfortunately, folks, some of us do know of the ideas and plans that some have. And so we stand up when we bring any of these bylaws here to try to prevent future problems and to fix existing problems. This is about ethics, this is about accountability, and I ask you to vote yes. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, my name is Shannon Crow. I am the delegate from Post 3806, Department of Mississippi. I stand in opposition to this proposal, slightly different from some of my other comrades. In my opinion, this proposal does not take into account the trickle-down effect. If you make a change to the bylaws at the national level, they work their way down all the way to the post level. This, what we're talking about, will preclude a portion of our membership from continuing to serve in positions that they may be very highly qualified for. And these effects, negative effects, will be magnified all the way downstream, because the lower you get in the chain, the smaller the pool of qualified individuals who are willing and able to serve. I would like to give one real-world example. I had an opponent when I ran for junior vice commander of this great state of Mississippi. Very highly qualified, but he wanted to be both state commander and state quartermaster. We were anticipating our current quartermaster to be able to serve several more years. Unfortunately, he had to resign because of ill health. My opponent dropped out and was elected as quartermaster. But if we had gone all the way through to election and my opponent had won, and then something happened, he would not have been able to serve as our state quartermaster. And in my opinion, that would have been a very bad idea, or I say idea or effect, on the state of Mississippi. Because in the 2 years he's been quartermaster, he has done great and wonderful things. But to say he makes state commander and then he has to wait 5 years when our quartermaster would have to resign at some time during that time frame, I think that would have had a very bad effect on our state by having that happen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Microphone number 3. Yep, go ahead.
Chief, Corey Geisler, National Council Member, Post Delegate 721. I rise today in strong support of B12. This is not just a procedural rule. It is a principled safeguard for the integrity, the fairness, and the future of our organization. This 5-year waiting period, it serves an essential purpose. It ensures that no individual can directly move from the top elected position to a paid appointment. That's any paid appointment, not just the adjutant general position, any paid appointment. It draws a clear and ethical line between elected leadership and paid appointments. But let's be clear about this. This is not about punishing the past commander-in-chiefs. This is about protecting the trust of every member who serves, volunteers, or aspires to contribute to this organization. It ensures that appointments for paid positions are made fairly, based on qualifications, and not proximity to power. It prevents even the appearance of favoritism or even entitlement. And it gives the organization a little bit of breathing room. Now, there are a lot of respected institutions that use this type, from military to nonprofit, even your regular for-profit businesses. They use a similar cooling off period. Why? Conflicts of interest, you're talking about undue influence, and the gradual concentration of power among a few individuals. Let's also remember, this policy, it does not silence our past commanders-in-chiefs. They remain fully eligible for all elected roles, committee work, mentorship, which is, I believe, what we really need them for, and leadership at every level. Just not an appointment to a paid position for a minimum of 5 years. Their voice and services are still respected and valued, just within fair and ethical boundaries. Comrades, this policy provides credibility, it provides transparency and fairness. It keeps our house in order, it reassures our members that we lead by example and with integrity. A 5-year promise, it's not a punishment. It is merely a pause, a promise that we govern ourselves with the same honor and discipline that we ask those that we lead. Let us stand by this policy and continue to build a stronger, fair, and more accountable organization. Chief?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Two. Chair recognizes microphone number 2.
Commander David Stone, National Council Member, Colorado. I will be very, very brief on this. I understand all the undertones and the concerns in the relationship to these key positions. We've had the discussion on, we may lose something or we may gain something. But what I want to remind everyone, the very, very basic thing that we stand to throw away here is the basic rights of membership of this organization, from which all of us earned in faraway fields. To say you cannot, clearly say that you cannot serve in a position solely because of your previous position, you are removing that right of membership, that benefit that they earned in a very difficult situation. Even though, yes, you can serve in other capacities, but both our bylaws and our parliamentary procedures clearly state that this is something we need to clearly think about deeply, because that's why it takes a 2/3 majority to change how much time someone can speak. You're removing that benefit. Let's think carefully about what we're doing to the very fundamentals that allows us to be an organization. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you.
Two and then 1.
Chair recognizes microphone number 2. Coming to 1 next.
Commander in Chief, my name's Larry Rivers. I'm a delegate from VFW Post 1736 and had been honored by my fellow VFW members to serve both as Commander-in-Chief, Executive Director of the VFW Washington office, and Adjutant General, and was promptly fired for my hard work and good service. I can't help but be amazed as I listen to the discussion here that somehow if we limit for a short period of time one person out of 900 million VFW members to hold a certain office for a period of time, somehow we have dropped a nuclear bomb on the organization. Are we so bereft of talent in the VFW among our base that the elimination for a limited period of time of one person that happens to be a past commander-in-chief, in order to eliminate any perception that there is favoritism involved for a period of time at one of the highest office or paid positions in VFW, is our membership base and talent pool that shallow? I would suggest to you that it's not. I think it's important that we look at the history of the VFW as we discuss these things, because, sometimes we forget where we came from and what helped make us great. And the Spanish-American War veterans and the World War II veterans and the Korean veterans and the Vietnam veterans and so many more on which we stand today. I did a little quick check before we started today, because I was beginning to wonder, and I went back, and for a period of about 50 years, we had 2 adjutant generals. Neither one of them was a past commander-in-chief. Organization prospered and grew. We grew institutional knowledge, and we didn't play musical chairs with one of the most important positions in this great VFW. As far as I could find, 1981-82 was the first time a past commander-in-chief had been appointed to the office of adjutant general. I'm one of the few in this room that was at the meetings when that happened, and have been at every one ever since. Since 1981-82, I did a little quick thing, and there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 past commanders-in-chiefs appointed adjutant general, and we're told by our junior vice commander-in-chief, if he becomes the commander-in-chief, we'll have a 7th. Either many of us that served in that role apparently weren't qualified because we got fired, or else something else was at work here. and it's called VFW politics. To act like we have this pristine examination and this pristine idea that we're going to just go through all the trenches to find the absolutely best qualified person to be our adjutant general, and lo and behold, 6 times, even though it hadn't been done no times in 50 years before, the most qualified person happened to be a past commander-in-chief. I don't believe that. I believe there's politics at play, and I believe there's favoritism, and I know in your heart of hearts, most of you in this room know on many occasions that's the case as well, and that's not good for our organization. We need an even playing field. I don't care if it's at a VFW election, aspiring for a VFW office, or trying to fill a highly respected, highly paid VFW paid position. And any VFW member in this room that honestly feels that if he or she were qualified to serve as adjutant general and the competition was you and a past adjutant general that had the best friend that was now making that decision, you would get a fair shake. I ask you to get to the microphone and defend that position, because we all in this room know that is not the case. We need longevity in this office. We need traditional knowledge where people know where we came from and can help our leaders. There's this misconception that somehow the adjutant general is owned by the commander-in-chief. Nothing could be further from the truth. There are 2 different skill sets required to fill these 2 jobs. The same skill set you need to be commander-in-chief is not the same skill set you need to run an organization that has a value approaching $500 million. The skill sets are different. The idea that you served in the chairs for 3 years and happened to stop in Kansas City a few times to say hello does not mean you have suddenly become the best businessman and the best chief operating officer in the business. Doesn't mean that. My comrades, I urge you, you know, there's this old saying that sometimes the time is just right. The time is just right for us to stand up and do the right thing, and I urge passage of this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, go into microphone 1.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Anthony Barber, Post Delegate from 12140, State Chaplain, Department of Oregon. I rise in support of B12. I make the comment that before I ever attended a national convention many years ago, before I held anything but a non-commander post position, I asked questions that I was familiar with the concept of, such as succession planning, avoiding favoritism, nepotism, and that sort of thing, how the organization works. I reject the notion that we've heard from some of our comrades today that this move is made out of petty jealousies or trivial personalities. I did not know and was not familiar with any of the current or past commanders those years ago, and yet now in my 37 years of military and federal civilian service, which I recently, weeks ago, completed, I personally am restricted from, as a former senior executive, from holding certain positions so that the appearance or actual improprieties that might occur in such a circumstance cannot exist, regardless of the personality or persons involved. That practice, as opposed to the first speaker up this afternoon in opposition, is a common practice in businesses, in nonprofits, in government, and particularly, I might note that in financially oriented businesses, there are federal laws that prohibit such practices. So again, I rise in support of this measure. It may not be perfect. There may need to be changes down the road, but for now, I think that it is the lesser of 2 potential evils without regard to the personalities involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chair recognizes microphone number 1.
Commander-in-Chief, Past Commander-in-Chief Tim Borland, delegate at Post 9972, Sierra Vista, Arizona. First of all, I want to let all the members on the floor know I have no interest in running or being appointed to Adjutant General or being elected as your Quartermaster General. I enjoyed being your Commander-in-Chief. I led by example. I asked no one to do anything I wouldn't do myself. And if I saw or if I believed that there was a past Commander-in-Chief within 5 years, that would have been my choice for Adjutant General, I would have so have done picked that individual. But in my case, if you haven't noticed, I picked Dan West from the Department of Texas, who was the Assistant Adjutant General at the time, because I believed he was going to do a good job. What we haven't talked about here is, while we're doing is talking about appointments for Adjutant General, but we're also talking about an elected appointment, which could be the Quartermaster General. What if the membership on the floor saw that a past Commander-in-Chief had the knowledge, the ability, the education to be your financial officer as your Quartermaster General? Do you take the right away from them to choose a past Commander-in-Chief that possibly could fill that position? They're a member just like any of us. I'm not saying that that would be, but I am telling you right now, I am an honest man. I speak from the heart. I chose who I felt to choose. That was Dan West from Texas. He's not a past Commander-in-Chief. But if I did choose a past National Commander-in-Chief, that's because that would have been the best person I saw fit to have my personality as chief and what I believed in. I stand opposed to B12. I don't think we should take the right away from the Commander-in-Chief to choose their right man or their right woman or comrade to fill Adjutant General. It's for the best of our organization, and the same for all of you if you were to choose a past Commander-in-Chief to be your Quartermaster General, because it does say appointed or elected. It does not. Okay, well, then I stand corrected. The appointment should be up to the Commander-in-Chief, and at that time, I chose Dan West because I felt he was the best. But I still believe that should be the right of the Commander-in-Chief, and I believe what one of the comrades said, if this trickles down, it's going to go to the departments. And if the department decides not to or can't bring in a past state commander who's fully capable of filling that Adjutant General or that adjutant spot, that's not the right. So I stand opposed to B12. I think it should be up to the Commander-in-Chief to choose who he or she believes will do the best job. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade. Chair recognizes microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Adam Wallace, Post 328, Wisconsin. There's a couple points here that need to be made. The 5-year restriction on this position from chiefs totally removes them from that continuity of the line. They have no ties back. They have no ties back to the previous conference chief. It removes any perception or real maneuvering of the politics that we know happens in this organization at the highest level. Additionally, there's a lot of talk of, well, this will trickle down to the organization. Great. There's 52 departments. Any of those departments can take this and choose to apply that to their department if they feel that's necessary. But right here, we're at the National Convention. We are talking about national bylaws. And I find it a little ironic to have past chiefs lecturing us about members' rights to tell us what to do. We are the elected delegates of this organization. The members get to choose. I support this amendment.
Thank you, Comrade. What am I doing? 2. Chair recognizes Comrade, microphone 2.
Commander-in-Chief, Luke Bielchek, 12198, Nevada. I stand up here opposed to this. It sets a bad precedent for our future. This will get worse and worse, and it will divide us in the future. There is a reason why this is an appointed position. All these positions are appointed because the commander-in-chief and any commander of post, district level, state knows this. You need to be able to work with your adjutant. It is very important. They are the top of that. And also, I wanted to bring up something too. I've heard some of my fellow comrades say that there is nothing personal about this and it is not about petty jealousies. It's real convenient that you say that, but then you keep bringing up the same position that this is about. You said adjutant general multiple times while talking about this debate. And that is how we know this is personal. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you. Microphone number 1.
Commander-in-Chief Jamil Khan, United States Marine, Post 2312, Wisconsin. I want to thank you for doing an outstanding job for your position, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I stand in favor of this for one reason. As a commandant of the Marine Corps, when he retires for so many years as CEO, as a veteran. When I retired from my rank, I had high clearances and all that stuff. For X number of years, I was not authorized to take position conflict of interest. To me, this is ethical. As ethical as a veteran, I promote what this says. And we all need to stand as ethically veterans. We are not business people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, comrade. Microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Russell Fell, Delegate, Iowa, Post 9127. I don't know about all you, but I personally think the buddy system has been killing our entire organization for as long as it has been in place. I'm tired of the buddy system. We are the representatives here to vote on who our leadership is. Understand, we've got Commander-in-Chief. We vote on our Commander-in-Chief, and they have to appoint the person and people who are to lead our organization. Dan West has done a phenomenal job leading our organization. This isn't a promotional ad for Dan West. There are many other people in this room that would also lead this organization well, not just commanders-in-chiefs. So, listen, if we are to believe that only commanders-in-chiefs can be this adjutant general position, guess what? This is a $100 million budget a year organization with $200 million in assets. On top of that, would you hire someone just because they're your buddy to run your business if you had $300 million in it? Hell no. All right. So with that, I stand in favor of this, and I call the question.
Question has been called. Is there a second?
Microphone 3.
Comrades, the question has been called. Is there a second? I recognize microphone number 3.
John Penman, Post 6740, South Carolina. I second this motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of calling the question signify by saying aye. Aye. Nay. Opposed? Nay. The ayes have it.
Voting on the question.
Voting on the question. All in favor of approving this amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Comrades, this is too close for me to call. So I'm going to order a roll call vote.
Comrades, we're still in session. Please hold tight. I want to remind you how this works. State commanders, you have been given a folder with your delegate strength. I need you to please ensure that we use integrity on this one. If a post on your delegate list does not have a delegate, i.e. it says delegate on their credentials in the group, you do not get to cast that post delegate strength. You must be here in the hall. State commanders, we're putting it on you to please poll your posts that are here on the floor. The sergeants will be walking around. I'm going to ask if all of my comrades can be respectful. If you do not have delegate on your tag, please remove yourself from your delegation at this time to make the guard's life easier. Finally, if for whatever reason you disagree with what your state commander states, i.e. you didn't vote for that person, you counted and your count was different, you can get together with a couple of your other posts and say, we do not agree. At that time, our amazing Adjutant General will call post by post in that department. Stand by for the Adjutant General's instructions.
You might want to sit down. Okay. Comrades, the roll call vote will proceed under Convention Rule number 13. The order of voting shall... Comrades, we haven't broken to caucus yet. Please let me finish these instructions. The order of voting shall be unaffiliated post, followed by the department commanders in descendant alphabetical order by department at microphone number 2. The National Council of Administration after that in ascendant alphabetical order by department at microphone 2. Past commanders and chiefs, the national officers. Per Convention Rule 12, only registered delegates who are physically present on the convention floor may cast votes. Delegates must represent posts listed in the official credentials provided to each department commander. Therefore, voting by phone, proxy, or letter is not permitted. Per Convention Rule 13, each department commander must personally poll the registered delegates of their delegation present on the floor, and then publicly report the result in whole votes only. Fractional votes are not permitted. If 3 or more registered delegates of a department dispute their commander's report, the Adjutant General will conduct a direct poll of that department's delegates in accordance with Rule 16. Delegates, we will now take a brief 5-minute recess to allow for internal consultation before the vote begins. You may now caucus.
Any non-registered, anybody not a delegate, come on up. We're going to need tellers anyways. Let's get them up this way. Maybe it'll clear down. And I still need you. Yeah, while the delegate, while it's going on. Okay.
Comrades that are not registered as delegates and would like to participate, we need some tellers. At this time, we need to appoint 3 individuals from different departments to act as official tellers for the purpose of counting the votes cast during this roll call. Once selected, the same tellers may be utilized for any additional roll call votes for the remainder of the business section. If there are any members in attendance that are not registered delegates for the purpose of voting and willing to serve as an official teller, please proceed to the front of the stage.
Fantastic. Delegate no. See that? Yes, no. See that? Delegate no. Rojas, what department are you from? Big Ten, right here. What? Hold on. I got a Big Ten. If you're from Big Ten, go. West. I need a West. Let me see. Nope, you're a delegate. No. South. South. Right here. Over here. West. Corner for three. No, move that John Keane stick. I can't see it. No, pull that out. One or two. Do I have one? Where are you from? West? West. Perfect. We're done. Thank you.
You want to get him up here?
Yeah, I'm going to explain it to him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to come brief him too. They're also.
You wear your flip-flops?
I told him I wanted a flak jacket for this one. Hey, he looks like Lord Helmet. That's why I said he looks like Lord Helmet. Yeah, that's true.
Comrades, this is your 3-minute warning. We have 3 minutes left.
Two-thirds of the votes cast. That's where the issue comes in. Trying to get it. Yeah. I mean, you can lace it. Commander will be with the department. Yes, we'll brief that in a moment. Al, can you call Sergeant, whatever, Brian up? I don't know where he's at.
Comrades, this is your 2-minute warning. Could I have Sergeant at Arms Brian Willett report to the stage?
Hey, by the way, gentlemen, sir, you both owe me a thank you because I was going to wear my roll call vote shirt under this and sneak behind stage during the caucus and come back out just wearing it. I need a sergeant up at the top. Thank you. Hey, are you armed today? We talked about this.
How did you register? And that's how you'll be voting. Thank you. Comrades, this is your 1 minute warning. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. Got it.
So this first group is states, or is it post unaffiliated?
We don't have any unaffiliated posts here yet.
So we're right into states from high to low, Z to A, right? Is that more or less?
Yeah, A to Z.
A to alphabetical. So not
Alphabetical,
reverse.
not reverse.
Joy.
All right, comrades, 30 seconds. $20 seconds. We're going to start in 20 seconds. If I could have the department commanders line up in alphabetical order from A to Z behind microphone 2.
I know what that one starts. Alabama's like the first one. He would be lost in where to go.
I got the easiest to do.
Do I have any of the unaffiliated posts from Puerto Rico here? Unaffiliated posts from Puerto Rico.
I know, it keeps sliding.
Okay.
They make it magnetic now.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Comrades, the convention will now come to order as we proceed with the roll call vote in accordance with the national bylaws, manual of procedure, and as outlined in the convention rules approved by this delegation.
I wish to tell them. Okay. Thank you.
Departments will cast the votes as determined by the delegate strength of the post in attendance at this meeting from their respective department. Department commanders, when called upon, you will cast the total votes for your department based upon the vote breakdown provided by each of your post delegations. It is your responsibility to ensure that the votes you cast reflects the will of the post in your department based on their registered delegate strength. If any 3 posts take exception to how their votes were cast by the department commander, they must immediately bring it to the attention of the presiding officer. Objections must be raised prior to the closing of the roll call process. Once the roll call vote is closed, no changes shall be made. We will now begin the balloting of the unaffiliated post and department commanders on the motion of B12. Any unaffiliated posts from Puerto Rico? Any unaffiliated posts from Puerto Rico? Any unaffiliated posts from Puerto Rico? There being none, we will proceed with the department voting. Department of Alabama. You have a delegate strength of 126.
We have a delegate strength of 117.
Thank you. How do they vote?
Department of Alabama votes 110 for and 10 against.
110 for and 10 against.
Correct.
Thank you.
Arizona. Alaska.
We're the unforgetting state.
That would be 120, and they only have 117.
Alabama.
I did say it was from Alabama.
Hold on.
Come on.
All right. So let's start over. We're going to start over
Start
here.
over.
I'm going to use that dry erase marker with this permanent pen here. Hold on.
I just get the numbers they tell me to read.
Department of Alabama. You have a delegate strength of 126. How many are on the floor?
117.
And how do they vote?
It's 110 for and 7 against. My apologies.
Department of Alaska, you have a delegate strength of 136. How many are on the floor?
21 are here.
41?
21.
21. How do they vote?
75 against and 64. So is it just the numbers, right?
So let's start over. You can only cast the votes from those that are present on the floor. I am going to tell you what your total strength is. It is your duty to tell me how many of those are actually here on the floor, and then you can only cast the votes for those that are on the floor.
Tracking.
Let's start over. Department of Alaska, you have a delegate strength of 136. How many are present on the floor?
21.
You have 21 votes on the floor. How do those 21 vote?
12 against, 10 for.
10.
But
I'm going to go down.
13 and 10, I'm sorry.
I'm about to accuse you of being in the Marines.
Got 21.
Right.
You have 21. The 21 are here. 21 are
Cycle him back. No, we skip over. Yeah. Go with Quinn.
Okay. Alaska has been pulled out so that we can help them, and we're going to move on. So we will come back to Alaska. Let me put my little special red star next to them. The Department of Arizona, you have 306 votes on the floor. How many? I'm sorry, you have a total of 306 delegate strength. How many are on the floor?
I show delegate strength here, 305 on the sheet I was given, but currently I have 290 on the floor, 268 against, 22 for.
All right, slow down. You have 290 here.
290 on the floor.
Okay, how many for?
22 for, 268 against.
All right, 22
That equals
for,
290 in my book.
268, and that adds up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Department of Arkansas, I show you have 178. How many are on the floor?
161.
Of those 161, how do they vote?
122 no, 39 yes.
122 no, 31 yes.
39.
39 yes. All right, let me repeat that. 161 on the floor, 39 yes, 122 no.
You're correct.
Thank you very much. Department of California, you have a total voting strength of 317. How many are on the floor?
306, Comrade Adjutant General.
306. Of those 306, how many vote yes?
36.
36. And how many vote no?
270, Comrade Adjutant General.
270.
The math works.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to take my shoes off here in a minute. So, Department of Colorado, you have 133 votes. How many are on the floor?
114.
114. How many of those vote yes?
The great state of Colorado, most awesome place in the world, because that's where I'm from, votes 0 yes.
0 yes.
No.
114 no. Thank you very much. Are y'all okay if we let Alaska jump back in?
Yes. Yes.
All right, Alaska, you have 136 votes. How many are on the floor?
136.
So,
I had help this time.
all right, and you verified those delegates are here. They got to be here on the floor. They can't be back home in Anchorage.
I have 137 people here.
All right, go back with Quentin. Go back with Quentin.
Department of Connecticut.
The mighty state of Connecticut has
Hold
67.
Hold on. You have 71 votes. How many are here?
67, that's our magic number.
And how many vote yes?
38, that's 38.
Thank you. And how many vote no?
29, that is 29.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The mighty state of Delaware has 103 votes. How many are on the floor?
88.
88. How many of those vote yes?
0.
0. How many vote no?
88.
88. Thank you very much. The Department of Europe has 383 votes. How many are on the floor?
383.
383 are on the floor. How many vote yes?
0.
0. And how many vote no?
383.
383. Thank you.
Go Alaska again. I'm here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They've already been up twice.
Third time's a charm.
Department of Alaska. You have 136 votes. How many are on the floor?
136.
Thank you. That has been verified by the Judge Advocate General, correct?
Well, I mean, I'm just believing Quentin.
All right. 136 are on the floor. How many vote yes?
59.
How many?
59.
59. And how many vote no?
77.
77. Is everybody good with that now? The Department of Florida has 384 votes. How many are present on the floor?
313.
313. How many vote yes?
311.
311. And how many vote no?
2.
2. Thank you very much. From the Department of Georgia, there are 248 votes here. How many are on the floor?
238.
238. How many vote yes?
219.
219. And how many vote no?
19.
19. Thank you. Boy, I got real quiet when Georgia got up there. He's a big old boy, though, ain't he? Got 2 armed state troopers with him. I know, you're going to say airborne next, right? Department of Hawaii has 68 votes. How many are on the floor?
68.
68 are on the floor. How many vote yes?
50.
50. And how many vote no?
18.
Absolutely fantastic. That adds up. The Department of Idaho has 70 votes. How many are on the floor?
I have 69 on my sheet, so did it change?
Okay, well, there's a commander's vote as well. Look at the second
Wasn't on my
column.
sheet. Gotcha.
So 70 on the floor. How many are present?
70 with myself.
70. How many vote yes?
0.
0. And how many vote no?
70.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the Department of Illinois, we have 260 votes. How many are on the floor?
228.
228. How many vote yes?
222.
222. Y'all love that number 2. How many vote no?
6.
6. Thank you very much, sir. The Department of Indiana has 294 votes. How many are on the floor?
267.
267. How many vote yes?
209.
209. And how many vote no?
47.
47.
I have 11 abstaining.
And have what?
11 abstaining from
11 abstains. That's our first one. All right. The Department of Iowa has 34 votes. How many are on the floor?
33 votes are on the floor.
33. How many of them vote yes?
I apologize. There are 34 on the floor. I forgot to count myself.
You know, that's an act of Congress to change all of that. So, all right. 34 votes, and you have 34 on the floor.
Correct.
How many vote yes?
34.
34. I would ask you how many vote no, but I feel that's an obvious question.
I believe it's 0 in
Thank
my
you.
Marine Corps math.
All right. Kansas has 186 votes. How many are on the floor?
145.
145. How many vote yes?
145.
145. And that's an obvious question for no, being 0. The Department of Kentucky has 211 votes. How many are on the floor?
182.
182. And how many vote yes?
160.
160 for yes. How many for no?
22.
22. Thank you very much. The Department of Louisiana has 132 votes. How many are on the floor?
130.
130. How many vote yes?
130.
130. I'm guessing the rest are 0. The Department of Maine has 74 votes. How many are on the floor?
51.
51 are on the floor, and how many of them vote yes?
0.
0. And how many vote no?
51.
51. Thank you very much. The Department of Maryland has 261 votes. How many are on the floor?
256.
256. How many vote yes?
100.
100. How many vote no?
156.
156. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The Department of Massachusetts has 93 votes. How many are on the floor?
91.
91. And how many vote yes?
66.
66. And how many vote no?
25.
25. Thank you, sir. The Department of Michigan has 232 votes. How many are on the floor?
I had 237 on our sheet.
You're not supposed to have more than I do. So I'm going to need somebody to verify that because my sheet may be wrong. But I'm showing you have 232, including the department commander vote. Josh, I'm going to have you step out, Michigan. All right, Department of Minnesota, 218 votes. How many are on the floor?
205.
205. How many vote yes?
205.
205 for yes and a 0 for no. The Department of Mississippi has 74 votes. How many are on the floor?
73.
73. How many vote yes?
10.
10. How many vote no?
63.
63. Thank you very much. The Department of Missouri has 196 votes. How many are on the floor?
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
We have 163.
163 on the floor. How many vote yes?
114.
114. How many vote no?
49.
49. Thank you, Quincy.
You're welcome.
I know, it's a love affair. Department of Montana has 97 votes. How many are on the floor?
94.
94. How many vote yes?
3.
3. And how many vote no?
91.
91. Thank you very much. The Department of Nebraska has 172 votes. How many are on the floor?
155.
155. How many vote yes?
150.
150. And how many vote no?
5.
5. Thank you, sir. Department of Nevada has 133 votes. How many are on the floor?
110.
110. How many vote yes?
24.
24?
Yeah, 24.
24. And how many vote no?
86.
86. Thank you. I must have missed something. So. Department of New Hampshire has 51 votes. How many are on the floor?
38.
38. How many of them vote yes?
38.
38 with 0 for no. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Department of New Jersey has 187 votes. How many are on the floor?
175.
175. And how many vote yes?
0.
0. How many vote no?
175.
Thank you. Department of New Mexico has 116 votes. How many are on the floor?
116.
106?
116.
116. Thank you. And how many vote yes?
60 yes.
60 yes.
56 no.
56 no. Okay. Department of New York has 156 votes. How many are on the floor?
152.
152. How many of them vote yes?
47.5.
No fractions.
I tried to tell them that. So let's make it, I'll have, after
Department of New York, I'm going to have you step out. We cannot have fractional votes. Please get back in line when you figured it out. North Carolina, you have 208 votes. How many are on the floor?
Where you get 208, I got 207.
You got what?
207.
207. How many vote yes?
133.
133. How many vote no?
33. 33.
33. Thank you. Is there an abstain? Did somebody abstain? That doesn't add up. It looks like you're missing quite a few, actually.
I have 166 on the floor.
You told me 207.
No. Okay. I have
All right. So you have how many on the floor?
166.
166. And 133 vote yes,
Yeah.
and 33 vote no.
Right.
All right. You're released. Department of North Carolina, you have 87 votes. How many are on the floor?
North Dakota. That was North.
I'm sorry, North Dakota. I'm dyslexic. Give me a break. Department of North Dakota, you have 87 votes. How many are present on the floor?
87.
87. How many vote yes?
0.
0. How many vote no?
87.
Thank you. No, that adds up. Department of Ohio, I show 487 votes. How many are on the floor?
246.
246. How many vote yes?
243.
243. How many vote no?
3.
3. Thank you. Department of Oklahoma, I show 134 votes. How many are on the floor?
134.
134. How many of those vote yes?
134.
174. And how many vote no?
134 is what I said.
Okay, 134. So that was me. That was my dyslexia kicking in.
Yes, it was.
So you should also know my hearing aid battery just died. You know, thank you for the VA.
So that would mean 0 says no.
0 for no. Are we positive about that? Let me repeat that for the tellers. You have 134 voting strength. You have 134 on the floor, and 134 of them say yes. Thank you very much. I forgot to bring my water bottle up here. All right. Department of Oregon, you have 79 votes. How many are on the floor?
We have 79 on floor.
And how many vote yes?
59 vote yes.
59 yes. And how many vote no?
20 no.
20 what?
No.
20 for no. Thank you very much. That actually adds up. Thank you, Quentin. Oh, yeah, used water bottle.
Take your time.
I don't have age, so. All right, Pacific area has 230 votes. How many are on the floor?
230.
230. How many vote yes?
0.
0. Let me guess how many vote no.
230.
You're absolutely correct. Department of Pennsylvania, 331 votes. How many are on the floor?
234.
234. How many vote yes?
0.
0. And how many vote no?
234.
234. Thank you. Department of Rhode Island, you have 22 votes. How many are on the floor?
22.
22.
17 yeses, 4 no.
17 yes and 4 no's. Thank you.
Correct that. 18 yeses, 4 no.
I'm sorry, 18 yeses?
And 4 no.
I appreciate y'all correcting me because it's important. 18 yes, 4 no.
Correct.
Thank you. Department of South Carolina has 194 on the votes. How many are on the floor?
188.
188. How many vote yes?
160.
160. And how many vote no?
28.
28.
That work?
It works for me. Some reason I can hear your voice better than others. Department of South Dakota, 78 votes. How many are on the floor?
78.
78. And how many vote yes?
78.
78 and 0 no.
Correct.
Department of Tennessee, 147 votes. How many are on the floor?
116. 116.
Thank you. How many vote yes?
Yes, 100.
100. And how many vote no?
16.
16. Thank you very much. Department of Texas, 457 votes. How many are on the floor?
397.
397. How many vote yes?
334.
334. How many vote no?
63.
63. Thank you. Department of Utah, 57 votes. How many are on the floor?
56.
56.
7? Oh, I got to count myself. 57.
Hang on. I got to erase this pin.
Sorry. I feel like Alaska.
All right. You have 57 votes, and all 57 are here on the floor.
Yes.
How many vote yes?
6 vote yes.
6 vote yes.
51 vote no.
51 noes. Thank you. Department of Vermont, you have 62 votes. How many are on the floor?
55.
55. How many vote yes?
38.
38. How many vote no?
17.
17. Thank you. Department of Virginia, you have 534 votes. How many are present?
520.
520. And how many vote yes?
485.
485. How many vote no?
35.
35 for no. Thank you, sir. Department of Washington, 249 votes. How many are on the floor?
249.
249. How many vote yes?
120.
120. How many vote no?
129.
129. Thank you. Department of West Virginia, you have 183 votes. How many are on the floor?
181.
181. How many vote yes?
159.
159. How many vote no?
22.
22. Point of clarification. Did I say you had 189?
No, you said I had 183, which
Thank
is
you
what I
very
have.
much. That's what's written here.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to see you again, Dr. Bogus. Hey, don't be jealous.
It's good to see you, Dan.
Hey, Ty. It's been a long time since we got to snuggle, so. Department of Wisconsin, 170 votes. How many are on the floor?
157.
157. How many vote yes?
Because math is hard, 157.
I got to take my shoes off for that number, brother. Thank you. 157 yes, 0 no. For the Department of Wyoming, we have 30 votes. How many are present?
All 30.
All 30. Look at that. How many vote yes?
11.
And how many vote no?
19.
19. Thank you very much. All right.
Should we do this again?
Let's do this again.
Can we do quarters instead of halves?
All right. So, is this New York?
Yes.
All right. The Department of New York. I show you with 156. How many are on the floor?
152.
Fantastic. And how many vote yes?
52.
52.
Bet you can't guess how many voted no.
100.
Good man.
I'm telling you. All right, Michigan. Are we still working out Michigan? All right, we got Alaska. All right, we're going to hold off for Michigan. Okay, for Michigan.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yep.
Quentin.
Reinhold, how you doing, brother? All right, I show the Department of Michigan with 232 votes. How many are on the floor?
203.
203. How many vote yes?
168.
168.
35 no.
And 35 no. Thank you, sir. That's all our departments. All right. Council members, you're next. I know some of you registered as delegates. I have them recorded here. So let's start with Scott Gedlin. You registered as a delegate. Dan Garcia, Alaska. You get one vote. One vote for no. All right. Department of Arizona, Jeff Eiler. Mike died. Sung died.
It should be on. Tap it. There you go.
I vote yes.
One vote yes. All right. Department of Arkansas, Donald Barnes.
Yes.
One vote yes. Department of California, Don Napier.
Do I have two?
You have one vote.
Yes, sir. One vote yes.
One vote yes. It's good to see you, by the way. She and I served on the Women Veterans Committee like 20 years ago. Figure that out. Department of Colorado, David Stone, one vote.
I vote no.
One vote no. Department of Connecticut, David Green, one vote.
One vote no.
One vote no.
Zero vote yes.
What?
Zero. I was only kidding. I said zero on the.
Oh, zero. You're going to get your comrades all upset at me. Department of Delaware, John Mitchell, how do you vote? Department of Delaware, John Mitchell, how do you vote? Well, see here? Where you at, John? I'm going to hold him. I'll call him back. He voted as a delegate. He registered as a council member, so, all right. Department of Europe, Peter Massetti, how did you vote?
No.
No. Department of Florida, Kenneth Core, how do you vote?
Hey, Dan, bless your heart. Yes.
I thought that was God bless your pay-picking heart. Jeff Carroll, you registered as a delegate. Hawaii, Ron Shadell, how do you vote?
Ron Shadell, hello from Hawaii. I vote the consensus of my department, yes.
Yes, all right. Department of Idaho, Bobby Tettleton, how do you vote?
Bobby Tettleton, no.
No. Department of Illinois, Matthew Clausen, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Department of Indiana, registered as a delegate. Department of Iowa, registered as a delegate. Department of Kansas, registered as a delegate. Department of Kentucky, Robert Daugherty, how do you vote?
One vote yes.
Yes. Department of Louisiana, Louisiana, registered as a delegate. Department of Maine, Stephen San Pedro, how do you vote?
No.
No. All right. Department of Maryland, Denise Perry, how do you vote?
No.
No. Department of Massachusetts, registered as a delegate. Department of Michigan, Kevin Coughlin, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Vote yes. Department of Minnesota, registered as a delegate. Department of Mississippi, Steve Organ, how do you vote?
No.
No. Department of Missouri, Eric Sullivan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Department of Montana, registered as a delegate. Department of Nebraska, Joe Smith, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Department of Nevada, David Sousa, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Department of New Hampshire, Leon Rideout, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Council member from New Jersey, Luddy Austin, how do you vote?
No.
No. Council member of New Mexico, Victoria Haddocks, how do you vote?
No.
No. Council member from New York, Gene Retigliano, how do you vote?
It's with the fishes.
Gene Retigliano, how do you vote? Department of New York, council member. I'll come back. Department of North Carolina, Victor Letourneau, how do you vote?
Yes.
Council member from North Dakota, William Tuff, how do you vote?
No.
No. Council member from Ohio, Chris Haynes, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Council member from Oklahoma, how do you vote?
I got a delegate strength of 1, 1 on the floor, and 1 for yes.
Thank you for breaking that down Barney style, brother. Oh, by the way, I'll see you Monday. Council member from Oregon, Burt Key, registered as a delegate. Council member from the Pacific areas, Ken Stein, how do you vote?
No.
Council member from Pennsylvania, Glenn Umberger, how do you vote?
No.
Council member from Rhode Island, Eric Ducat, how do you vote?
As council member, I vote no. Make the council do its job.
As council member from South Carolina, Edwin Tufts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Council member from South Dakota, Barb McKean, how do you vote?
Yes.
Council member from Tennessee, Brian Walker, how do you vote? I'll come back. Texas is not here. Council member from Utah, Heath Silcox, how do you vote?
No.
No. Council member from Vermont, Charles Magnet, how do you vote?
Point of order, that was changed. That's been changed for 2 days now.
I will come back, but I need you to go verify that with
Yes, sir.
somebody, because if it's not on mine. Council member from Washington, Paul Herrera, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Yes. Council member from West Virginia, Richard Ogden, registered as a delegate. Council member from Wisconsin, Corey Geisler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Council member from Wyoming, registered as a delegate. Gene, how would you like to vote?
I registered as a delegate.
You registered as a delegate. I'm showing you registered as a council member, but okay. All right. Is John Mitchell from Delaware here? John Mitchell from Delaware. How do you vote? You're going to have to come to the microphone. John, maybe I can help you. Are you voting a yes, a no, or an abstain?
I'm registered as a delegate for a council member. I'm going to vote no.
No. Thank you very much. All right, the only one I've got left, Brian Walker. They're checking yours. Brian Walker. No answer from Brian. Okay. And Councilmember Ken Wiseman. Ken, while we're waiting on yours, we're going to start with past commanders-in-chief. Past commanders-in-chief, if you could make your way to a microphone. Those would be Tim Borland, George Kramer, Brian Duffy, Keith Harmon, John Moon, Hal Roche, Dwayne Sarmiento, Paul Spera, and Robert Wallace. Tim Borland, how do you vote?
No.
No. Thank you. Brian Duffy, how do you vote?
Hi, Dan.
Hi, gorgeous.
I vote yes.
Thank you. Keith Harmon.
Yes.
Yes. Paul Spera. No. Dwayne Sarmiento.
No.
No. John Moon.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Who am I? Hal Roche. He's in the back. Bob, I'll get you right after Hal.
Yes.
Hal Roche, yes. Bob Wallace.
Yes.
Yes. All right. We got Wiseman's figured out yet?
Comrade Adjutant General John Mitchell from Delaware, I had switched my delegate vote as a council member with my department.
Did you vote as a delegate?
I voted as a delegate.
Thank you.
With that. So,
all right, that's fine. So we need to let the tellers know to subtract 1 for John Mitchell.
Correct.
Because you voted as a delegate.
That's why I said as a roll call, you called me, but I said I voted with the post.
Okay. All right. Thanks, John. I appreciate you. All right. Wiseman is a national council member. Hold on. I got to find you here. Virginia, how do you vote?
I vote yes. Thank you to the staff.
All right. All right, let's vote with the national line officers. This commercial break is brought to you by the VFW store. Go to the VFWstore.org to buy all of your necessary accessories to show that you support the VFW. In fact, did you know when you purchase something from the VFW, 10% of it comes back to your own department in an unrestricted grant. So the more you buy, the more you get. So stop by the VFW store or go to VFWstore.org.
Two things. One, we're ready. However, we're at 4:16. Are we canceling the parade and just keeping the celebration? What are we?
We're going to continue till we're done.
Okay, copy that. We're ready to go when you are.
Okay, national officers. Commander-in-Chief, how do you vote?
Commander-in-Chief, I vote yes.
Yes. National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
I vote yes.
Vote a yes. National Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
I vote no.
Votes no. I am going to abstain. Comrades, I get paid by you to do this. I'm not going to influence that vote. Quartermaster General Mark Garduno.
I abstain.
National Judge Advocate General Joshua Schreck.
Yes.
National Surgeon General James Turilla.
Voted with the post.
Delegate. Chaplain Hook, you registered as a delegate. Chief of Staff Jeff Carroll.
I vote yes.
Yes. Inspector General Greg Stafford.
Yes.
Yes.
The chaplain is registered as the chaplain, not as a delegate at this post.
Thank you very much. I have been corrected by the credentials person. Chaplain Hook, how do you vote? No. He votes no. Comrades, that's it. We're going to have to wait for the teller and I'll try to come up with another commercial while we're here. One of the things I want to let you know, I know we're getting close to the patriotic rally. Comrades, we're here to do the business, so we're going to have to continue on. All right, we may get to a point where we have to do some of this tomorrow. We have a light schedule in the morning. However, we do need to do nominations, and we're going to have to do installation tomorrow. I'd like to try to get nominations done tonight if possible, but I know we have more items to discuss because that was just the very first set aside. If we're able to get to the patriotic rally, please know you can bring your kids with you, those under 18, especially all of those over 18, all right?
Comrades, Joshua Schreck, Judge Advocate General, delegate to this convention. Just as a reminder, as was explained to the senior vice class upon their request, the AQ's dinner upon their request, and as I explained the rules of how this is going to work. For those comrades leaving, ensure that you still have a post member representing your post in this room. Present is from time of voting until the announcement. If there's a challenge or a discrepancy and we have to go check your department and you don't have the same number, that's going to cause an issue. So please keep that in mind. Go potty, go smoke, but keep in mind you need to have somebody here to represent your post to keep your delegate strength in the case of a challenge. Fair warning. Thank you all.
Is that your master list for this one right here? Oh, this one?
That's one I was writing on.
Okay. That's your next potential
That's my next one.
If you want to, I'll just go in, put an asterisk next to Ken Wiseman.
Comrades, if you identify as a female and you left your phone, we have it up here. So check for your pockets. Thank you. Because it was found in the ladies' bathroom. Comrades, please take your seats.
Comrades, if you would take your seats, please. Now going to call on the Judge Advocate General, who's handling the credentials, and have him share with us, including me, the results of the roll call vote.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, thank you. The votes were 5,035 yes, 3,441 no. It requires a two-thirds vote. This vote fails. You ready to move on to the next one?
I'm a product of John Gwisdak. One of the things that he taught me was, we know when the meetings start. I don't know when it ends. It ends when we're finished with business. We are between a rock and a hard place at this point. As long as today is taken, we can't afford to break and delay the business at hand. We're driving on.
All right, that was fun. Let's see what we get with the set-aside. B-19.
We're going microphone one first because they're going to make a motion to combine it with another one. So okay. Microphone one first. Okay.
We're going to go to microphone one.
Doug Wood, post 5639, Westford, Massachusetts, delegate to this convention. I offer a motion that B-19 and M-9 be debated at the same time, because since they're interlocked together.
Okay.
Is there a second? Microphone number one.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Larry Coons, VFW Post 3619, delegate from Louisiana. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, comrade. Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion? Microphone number two.
This is Russell Pryor, Gabby, from the state of Indiana. I'm a delegate and also on the committee. On this B-19, we are here to talk about...
Comrade, again, this motion is, it is to combine. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Combine.
All right.
Is there any discussion on combining? Okay. Oh. I recognize microphone number one, please.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Todd Kreiner from Post 4411, Franklin, Virginia. Combining them to get through the committee in the first place, we only looked at B-19, and then once that passed and nobody discussed the M-9, a lot of the language that's in the M-9 to me seemed disingenuous by leaving it out of the B-19 just so B-19 looked good enough to pass. But then we didn't even discuss M9 because it was like, well, it's a sister to it, so let's not even discuss it. And now we're trying to marry those together again today, and that was something I was going to discuss
when I came up to speak about B19 is that we as delegates need to look at M9, because as writers we were told that we would help or be able to establish with our committee the bylaws and all that, and M9 has the national doing that for us, in my opinion. So that's marrying them together now, to me, seems disingenuous.
Thank you. Any other discussion on combining M9? Okay. All right. All in favor of combining those two together, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. I'd like to have a stand-up vote. All in favor, please stand. Delegates only now. Delegates only. All right. Please sit down. All those are against, please rise. The ayes have it. Motion to combine.
Motion passes.
Motion what?
Is carried. We will combine them.
Motion carried, so we are combining.
So discussion on
B19.
But he has to be notified because it's a point of order. I understand that. So go over there and tell him we've got a point of order, Chief.
Okay. I'm going to go to microphone 1, please.
Charles Pritchard, Post 8109, Pea Ridge, Arkansas. It's not necessary to combine them if R19, wait a minute, this is a point of order. If 19 fails, the manual of procedure is not going to be changed because 19, manual M is part of what passes in 19. So if 19 fails, the other one is moved.
Thank you. Not well taken. Microphone 2.
I can talk about it? Okay. Again, Commander, this Russell Pryor, Gabby, from the state of Indiana, Indiana Riders Chairman, Committee, and Delegate. I stand here to talk about this because we are here to discuss about us becoming our own separate entity. We have talked with the board members. We have talked with till we're blue in the face. Once we get to the point after we pass this, they are going to listen to us. This is what they keep saying, and I believe them. They are going to listen to us so that we can write the bylaws together, not separately by them shoving it down our throat. We need to realize that we need to become our own separate entity and then progress with what comes thereafter, which would be the bylaws. I understand this will take more than a few weeks, possibly even up to a year. But we have to become our own organization before we can carry forward. So that's what I'm asking for.
Thank you, comrade. Microphone number 3.
That's you? No? They're in consideration. All right, thank you. All right.
Microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander Dave Walden, Department of Texas, and the biggest writing group in the country. We stand in favor of this. Our motorcycle group does more community service than you could ever think. 4 motorcycle groups in our area started Operation Daily Battle to prevent suicide, and the money we've raised has been unthinkable for veteran suicide in that area. Giving the ability to expand the motorcycle group by allowing us, I am a proud rider, to form our own group, just like the Cooties, means that the sky is the limit. There are some people that had a little bit of an issue with some of the bylaws written by that committee. We're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss letting the group become its own entity. The bylaws can be worked out after the fact, just like the Cooties did some 100 years ago, if you go back and check your facts. What we're here today to talk about, though, is letting that group become its own organization. Comrade Commander, Texas and the biggest riders group in the country support this. Thank you.
Microphone number 1.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Larry Coons, Department of Louisiana, Chairman, Delegate, VFW Post 3619. I'm also here to speak in favor of this. Initially, when I came out here, that was not my intent. But after listening to the National Committee discuss this, we are taking into consideration all of the concerns that other writers groups have, their identities, the things that they have accomplished. We are not trying to take anything away. What we are trying to do is we are trying to put our fate in our own hands. We either, when this passes, we get to stand on our own, and if we fail, it's 100% on us. The Department of Louisiana is supporting this.
Thank you. Hold up a minute. All right, I'm now going to, when Josh gets back, I need to confer with him, but I want to go to microphone number 2.
Chief Kevin Conklin, Post Delegate 6248. I'm also a National Council member, and I'm also the chairman that you appointed for this VFW Writers Committee. We're excited. It's real simple. A vote yes in the affirmative on this B19 creates the VFW Writers as its own entity. At that point, the writers can then create their own bylaws and move forward. There's a lot of problems as it is right now. There's a lack of continuity and structure and communication. This could all easily be cleaned up once we become our own entity. And thank you for the appointment, I think.
Thank you. Going to microphone number 3.
My name's David Courtney. I'm with Post 6168, and I'm a delegate. I come before you today as not one of the Legion or the VFW riders. I come because I belong to the U.S. Military Vets Motorcycle Club. I have ridden with these gentlemen. I've helped them raise money. I've had them come and help raise money for Operation God Bless America. They come, they ride with us, and they help. This past year alone, they helped us raise $25,000 towards our Martinsburg VA Center that was a donation this year. I support this and support them, and this is an obligation that they need. They need to become their own identity. With this, let's pass this, and let's let them grow. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, comrade. I apologize. Hold on. So,
they're conferring.
Comrades, the chief had a point of parliamentary inquiry. So we are clear, we are discussing both of these together as they are similar. We understand that if the bylaw amendment fails, that the MOP doesn't work. At that point in time, the chief will rule the MOP out of order. We are very aware of this. We've got it taken care of. The chief's a smart man. He's got this.
thank you. Where am I? No.
Columbia, sir.
Okay, my bad. I'm going to microphone number 1, please.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Rob Peterson, Delegate, Post 3219, Hampton, Virginia, past Department Riders President and current Department Riders Chairman. I'm here to speak to you on behalf of the Riders of Virginia and their wishes, so I'm here to speak against B19. As the Department Rider Chairman, I'd like to give you some Virginia rider data and tell what riders around the Department of Virginia have told me with regard to this proposal. Virginia has approximately 160 riders. We're not as big as Texas. Between 6 post-level groups and our department riders. We currently have no district riders in Virginia. On Virginia's online reporting page, there is a box for riders to check when they're submitting a post report indicating a rider event or rider's participation in an event that took place. I was proud to make a rider's report at Virginia's last convention showing that Virginia riders spent 17,927 hours traveling 219,719 miles, saving $137,582 in total on their post reports. 2 post-level rider presidents have told me personally that their rider group will go away due to the operational costs of becoming our own entity. For our department level group, every single dime that the state riders raise goes to helping veterans and our communities. 1/3 of the state riders' money raised each year goes to our department's award banquet for the Patriots Pin, Voice of Democracy, and Teacher of the Year. Riders in Virginia have told me that they want to stay as we currently are, working and supporting their posts and department commanders, and not want to become a separate group like the Cooties. We do not have the numbers in Virginia of riders, people riding motorcycles, that we have for Cooties. In closing, we as Virginia riders are proud of the work and mileage ridden that has contributed to the support of veterans and our communities across the Department of Virginia. Everything that could contribute to the loss of a rider chapter and participation will negatively impact our ability to contribute at the level and support and high standards that Virginia riders have always achieved since our inception. I recommend a vote of no for B19.
Thank you, Comrade. Microphone number 3.
Commander-in-Chief Anthony Warner, Department of Pennsylvania Riders Chair and Delegate for 3945.
Thank you.
So I just want to say, by holding this up, for all of the riders out there that are thinking that we can't chart a course, we're here 126 years later, after the structure of the VFW was created. And in it is bylaws, procedures, and ritual. So let's put aside the bylaws, let's put aside the operations of motorcycle groups, and let's focus on B19 and M9. I would like to call for a vote on B19 and not a vote on M9 right now.
Too late. Oh, combined. Out of order. Yeah. Sorry, out of order. We've already determined it together. Thank you. Microphone number 2.
Comrade Commander, Mike Musgrove, Post 2350, Nevada, and I am the State Riders Chairman. I stand in support of B19. We need to have our national structure. We've got 3 major, well, actually 2 major and 1 minor population centers in Nevada. I have riders in all 3 centers, but I can only find 10 of them at any one time because that's the guys that'll answer me. With the structure that this B19 would bring to us, we would know, we'd have a roster of our members rather than around beating on doors and beating on district meetings and beating on post meetings. Our work would continue the same as it has been. Our work where we raise money for the Howard Vanderkloot ride, we raise money for our different things in our post. That's not going to change just because we are a separate entity. The bylaw thing, that can be worked out a lot farther down the road, but I support B19 because the riders need to be their own entity.
Thank you. Microphone number 1.
Commander-in-Chief Ed Hendrickson, 4809 Norfolk, Virginia. I am also the Virginia State President Rider, and I'm here to oppose this. I do not want to talk about bylaws because this is all about B9 and M9. B19, excuse me. All right, so right now, currently, riders, I do not understand why people are saying we don't have an identity. If you have this cut or vest on, you have an identity and you should never be ashamed of that. I can go anywhere, just like a military recruiter, and people will ask me, what does this mean? It brings me into the conversation now with them discussing VFW and its mission and why we are here. What the problem is with B19 and M9, excuse me while I bring up my phone. One, the proposal in M9 requires a minimum of 8 persons, qualified persons, to be able to establish a charter. We have small posts out there that will not be able to meet that, so those riders will go away. Even if they try to go to another post, it may be too far for them to deal with. Currently, 100% of our funds, as you just heard my comrade before me here, 100% of our funds go to helping vets directly. If we take on being incorporated, then we have now overhead costs that we do not currently have. I understand that some of the posts or districts may have taken money that riders have raised, but that is a communication thing between those riders and their posts that they can easily work out. I've been a rider for Virginia for over 10 years. We've been raising money. We have far exceeded, and we're not as big as Texas, over $100,000. Nobody has ever taken anything from us. They've always asked, what do you want to do with your money? The other concern is that was brought up by all the riders is that at a stroke of a pen, any commander can get rid of us. I understand that, but again, without the communication between riders and those commanders, we are a recruiting tool. We are probably one of the best recruiting tools out there. Before I retired, this was worn every day when I rode to work. Every time I go to the store, people see this and they know I'm a VFW member, not just a rider. Do we have somebody? M9 also here because, like I said, everybody's worried about us being removed by a stroke of a pen. Does not remove that. M9, one, we have to be sponsored by the post. So if that commander didn't want you to begin with, you're not going to get sponsored. And they have the power to get the post together to also remove you. We've been operating fine for over 10 years that I've been a rider without any issues. So
Comrade, again, I appreciate your continuing, but your time's up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Recognize the comrade at microphone number 2.
Hi, Al. Joshua Schreck, delegate of this convention, Judge Advocate General. I actually stand here on the floor in support of this. I'm in support of it because I'm listening to those that are opposing it, talking about all the wonderful things they're doing, Chief. Talking about the thousands of miles, the thousands and thousands of dollars, all the people they're helping. And man, I am in awe of that, Chief. I don't know about you, but that hypes me up. And for us to sit here and say we don't want to do this, but we're doing all these great things, you know, Chief, one of the things that are interesting about rules, and I might know a thing or two about them, is that the general order we keep talking about that was signed many years ago by another chief is dead. And I don't think people realize that. So really, all these great things that these posts and these riders are out here doing, Chief, it's gone if the post decides they don't like them. Because they're simply a committee. And last I read the rules, and again, I know them fairly well, Chief. Last I read the rules, a committee can be disbanded simply by the commander saying, we don't want you. So I rise absolutely, not even as a rider, but as a supporter of the wonderful work these folks do, what a wonderful job these riders do. Let's solidify this so that some random post commander who's having a bad day doesn't get rid of them, Chief. So I absolutely believe we vote this in. We can deal with the manual procedure stuff later. But right now, let's protect all the great things these folks are doing, Chief. That's all I have. Thank you.
Comrades, I would like to make a statement. And if I'm out of order, you tell me I'm out of order. I asked this group of people to come up with a platform so that they can develop that organization. They've done what I've asked them to do. I didn't ask them to come up with a final set of rules. In order for them to move forward, I wanted them to agree that they're going to take this and move it forward as a separate entity to develop the rules that's going to go to the cooties. They have to take their bylaws to the admin ops. They have to be approved. They can't be in conflict with our bylaws. Same thing's going to apply to this group. But in order for them to exist, I got to tell you, I'm really tired of all the infighting. This is just a way of moving forward. But again, I'm one. I'm not asking you to be influenced by me, but I am telling you how I feel. And what they've done is exactly what I asked them to do. We need to get this resolved so we can move forward. And with that, huh?
Put that microphone two again. He was there.
Which one? Two. Okay. I'm going to go to microphone number 2.
Evening, sir. Joe Cross, VFW 6095, Delegate, Kentucky. I'd like to call to question on both. I believe we've heard enough.
Motion to call the questions in order. Is there a second?
Is there a second on that motion?
John Penman, Post 6740, Leesville, South Carolina. I second the motion.
Thank you very much. The motion's been called. The question's been called.
All in favor?
All in favor of adopting?
No.
Oh.
Calling the question.
Oh, yeah. Where's that card at? Oh, wait. It's in front of the horse. So, yeah. Okay. On calling the question, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Yeah.
Close.
Close. Yeah.
Right. So, we will first consider B12 or no, B19.
Okay.
Right. So, on B19, all in favor of adopting, yes. All opposed, no.
Okay. So
one at a time.
B19.
B19 first. Don't even worry about anything else.
And then the M is okay. All right, we're going to go to vote. We're going to start with B19. I'm sorry.
No.
That's why I was saying.
Comrades, the motion that was made was to consider them for discussion together. The vote has to be separate. These are two different things. We were simply discussing them together. So B19.
All right, so we're going to vote on B19. All those in favor of B19 signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed by nay. The ayes have it. B19 passes.
That's M9. All right, we're going to M9 now.
All right, now we're going to M9. All those in favor of M9 signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Nay. Motion carries.
All right, the last set aside. M7.
Any discussion on M7? Seeing none?
Nope, we got one.
We got one walking up. Okay.
Well, while he's coming up real fast, can you announce anybody making nominations come to the stage?
Anyone that is going to make nominations for our elections for tomorrow, please come to the stage. Chair recognizes the comrade at microphone number 3.
Dan Garcia, Post 1685, Alaska, also a National Council member. I'd like to draw your attention to the rituals under General Rules number 13. Official caps will be the only head covering allowed to be worn at regular meetings of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. So to vote on this with a new cap, it goes against the rituals.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Microphone 3 again. Garduno.
Microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Mark Garduno, Quartermaster General, Post 3238, Delaware. I rise simply to speak on not whether to approve or not. That decision is up to you. The concern that I want to bring to you at this point is simply information that I don't believe was even considered. And usually when we talk about uniform items and apparel and all that sort of thing, when we're putting them into the bylaws, we rarely talk about that. And then my staff goes out and puts all this stuff, we order it, we pay for it, we have it in inventory, and then we'll sell a couple few. Then members from across the organization start calling the MSC, the Member Service Center, and the people in the VFW store and start acting like we were the ones who created this stuff. It's you. So whatever comes out of this, you go back and let your folks know that the convention did this, not the VFW store. So here's the information. For now, it appears that the price for these caps will retail between $45 and $50 each. We have an upfront cost. We will have an investment of about $30,000 in caps we don't know will sell. We must purchase them in quantities of at least 5,000 simply to keep the cost down. Each bulk purchase has a 100+ day turnaround time for delivery. So as soon as this motion is passed, I will let the director of the VFW store, Hank Ellis, know, and we will place the order. The initial order will be at the VFW store about late November. These caps are made in Vietnam. The back embroidery and the Cross of Malta are also done in Vietnam and sent to the embroiderer here in the States, who will maintain the embroidery of the caps. The embroiderer will be responsible for placing the post number, the state, and the titles on the cap. We have no way of controlling or monitoring the discarded inventory. It may be possible, it's going to be difficult to ascertain the inventory level at any given time, and we will not be able to control waste cost. That may increase the price of the cap later. The difference between the cap and the Garrison cap that you wear currently, the vendor that we have does it one at a time to your specifications. We pay when the order is satisfied. To maintain and control costs, we must purchase these in high quantity, as I stated. Once the cap is completed, it will take 4 to 6 weeks for delivery to the customer from the time of order. Let's ensure we understand this. The decision is up to you. Thank you, Commander.
Chair recognizes microphone number 2.
Commander-in-Chief, Holly Pierce, Post 5564 Delegate. I am in favor of this motion. I have comrades in my district who have disabilities. These bright lights, they cannot be in. They must wear a ball cap at all times. Then we went into the problems at meetings where ADA law, I can't say you have to take off your hat. Other members of that post will go, well, he's wearing a hat, so I have a disability too. Under this, we can say, here's the ball cap you need to purchase for your disability. This is the uniform and the only ball cap that is authorized at post meetings. For this reason, I think we should approve this so that way those members with disabilities have an authorized headgear that they can wear at meetings.
Thank you. Going back to microphone number 3.
Commander-in-Chief, Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief Carol Whitmore, Post 9127, Iowa. I stand in favor of this because we have always wanted to have a cap, and now we have a standardized cap that is available. I am very proud to wear this Garrison cap. It is hard-earned, and I will never replace this cap, but this is merely meant to be an alternative cap to wear, perhaps going out somewhere just so that the public can see that we are still the VFW. We don't always wear these Garrison caps every day. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you. Microphone chair recognizes microphone number 1.
Commander-in-Chief, James Collins, Post 2485, Department of Pacific Areas. I recommend rejecting this change in national bylaws in the interest of uniformity and tradition. In the late 1930s, the VFW adopted the overseas cap as its official headgear. Further, in the first catalog of the VFW in 1949, the overseas cap is listed as the official headgear of the VFW because the overseas cap is a combat veterans cap and the VFW is a combat veterans organization, not a baseball team. Wearing the overseas cap is synonymous with military service. You can wear a baseball cap that says veteran on it, but only the overseas cap distinguishes the wearer as a veteran from any angle, from the front, from the side, from the back. It's a unique emblem of patriotic service to the United States that is easily recognized by all. Commander-in-Chief, honor the tradition.
Thank you. We're here, 1, 2, and 3. Here's 1.
Commander, Norman LeBlanc, Department of Vermont. I'm proud of the younger generation in this organization. Very proud of my service. I'm very proud of this hat. But I think you need to give me a choice. I like the baseball cap. I want to move to it. A lot of people don't like this, and I move to go to the question.
Steve Oregon, Department of Mississippi. I second that.
I haven't had a chance to see it. Was supposed to be Monkey. Sorry, Eric. What's that?
So convention rules say we can address it one more time as the makers of the motion. So I'm going to address it one last time, but we'll call the question first. I will address it as a vote.
Okay. All right. The motion has been made to call the question. It's been properly seconded. All those in favor of calling the question signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Josh.
Comrades, I'm here to clarify a few things. In accordance with our convention rules, the committee can speak to it one last time before the vote, even when the question is called. The Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief and I together actually submitted this. And I want to explain a little bit more why, just so you have the understanding. If it fails, y'all know I'm a huge proponent of the membership. I don't know about you folks, but when I was a post commander, in my post currently, we struggled to get people in our door at a meeting. They're at the canteen, and that cheap beer was great for them, right? But we really struggled to get them in the meeting. And I'm hearing about all this tradition, the Garrison cover. Man, it is great. I love tradition, but I also like staying alive. I think one of the adjutant generals sitting up here right now used to say, hey, we don't fight with muskets anymore. I'm not saying he endorses this, but I think it's a darn good saying. I would like more people in my meetings. If that means that my members, not officers, can wear a ball cap, personally, butts in seats means more to me, which is why I helped propose this. At my district meetings of the district, not officers, but if I have more members there and they're wearing a ball cap, comrades, let me ask you, if I took this off and put, was Al any less the commander-in-chief wearing this thing? Am I any less the judge advocate general wearing a ball cap? Now, officers can't wear it. They can't wear it at the department level. This is for posts in districts where all of you come to us complaining you don't have enough members. Well, here's your opportunity to get more members by modernizing your post. That's why we submitted this. That's why we submitted it. And we would ask for your support in it. Thank you.
We're now going to take a vote. Yep. We are now going to proceed to the vote. On the vote to approve, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Oh, come on. So, if you're in favor, please rise.
Delegates only.
Delegates only. Delegates only. All right, you can go ahead and sit down. Delegates only. If you are opposed, please rise. Your voices are loud, but your numbers aren't. Yeah, the ayes have it. Motion passes.
All right.
Now we're going to do this.
Let him close out, then you're going to go to that.
Let you close
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
No, we had R2 set aside.
Two-thirds, or was that a simple majority? I thought it was a simple majority. Do we need two-thirds to change the bylaws? Oh, no, this is MOP.
It's MOP. Yeah, good point. Yep. We still got R2.
We still have R2 to decide.
Hold on. Hold on. We have set aside R2.
Is there any discussion on R2? We recognize microphone number 3.
Comrade Commander Anthony Barber, Post 12140, Delegate, Department of Oregon. Commander, I rise in opposition to R2 simply because it eliminates an important traditional phrase in our opening prayer that is part of a whole phrase. I don't think the intent was to damage the meaning of that phrase, but the result is that it does damage it. Essentially, the revision would take out Lord of Hosts right before God of Peace. The reason that is important, it is a full phrase in the Hebrew original language. What that basically means is that God is sovereign over war and peace. This change would simply revise it to say God is sovereign over peace and leave out the war and the war fighters that we all are. Therefore, I recommend voting this down. Thank you.
Mike, Chair recognizes microphone number 1.
Commander-in-Chief, Peter Hook, National Chaplain, Delegate from Post 6076. I rise to support this. Our chaplains group, an advisory group, has worked on this, and it simply removes the these and thous from what is printed in the ritual. Every chaplain has the freedom to adjust the prayer as prayers are given. So you can read it in the ritual, or like I do at my post, I might add something depending on what's going on, but I can also adjust based upon the audience. So I rise in support of it. These are changes that used to be done by the national office simply to upgrade the language and eliminate the archaic King James 1910 language. That's simply it. We're not attempting to change anything theologically. I rise and support this.
Thank you, Comrade. Microphone number 2.
Commander-in-Chief Daniel Jennings, Department of California, Anaheim Delegate. Just clarity, comrades. Lord of Peace is a title that emphasizes deity's role, while the ruler of the universe denotes the ultimate authority. So these small changes do make it easier to read, do make it easier for us not to stumble through, and have the chaplains be able to really communicate clearly what we're supposed to be doing in our meetings. I thank you for your time, Commander.
Thank you. Microphone number 3.
Commander Ralph Binion, Post 5423, delegate from Idaho. I stand in opposition to R2. R2 does more than just remove the these and the thys and the thuses. R2 actually removes Lord of Hosts. It changes the prayer. When we look up Lord of Hosts in the Hebrew, it comes out as Jehovah Sabaoth, which means God of armies. Words have meaning. We remove this, we're taking away that we are acknowledging God as being the commander of us all. As we have fought for this country, we are taking away the fact that God fights for us every day as well. When we change these prayers, where do we stop? At what point do we take God and prayer out of our organization? I know people in this room want to do that already, but when do we make a stand and say enough? If this, as the National Chaplain has said, is only a guideline, then why rewrite the prayers at all? Leave them as they are, give our chaplains the ability to say what they want to say, and move on. Therefore, I rise in opposition to this. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Microphone number 1.
Thank you, Commander, for my time to speak again. I'd just like to say one thing. Every time I've been at war and been in a bad scrape, I pray to God, so I'm glad he's there. So let's keep it.
Thank you. Microphone number 2.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief Christy Lavender, Post 12198. Well, wow. 10,047, I apologize. I'm a newer member to VFW. I have no problem with any of the rules and rituals and how they've been laid out before. However, I stand in support of removing this because I am uncomfortable, and I know several of my comrades are uncomfortable, having come up with younger generation and having teenagers. They don't care. And if they do care, that's fine and fantastic. But don't force me to have to stand there for 20 minutes and pretend that it's okay. So.
Thank you. Microphone number 3.
John Penman, Post 6740, Department of South Carolina. We've had too many arguments about how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. I'd like to call the question.
Is there a second? Is there a second? The microphone number 2.
Jerry Holmes, Post 342, Rockford, Illinois, and delegate, and on the board, and also state chaplain of the Illinois. I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you very much. Motion has been made and seconded to call the question. All those in favor of calling the question signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we go to the question. All those in favor of R2, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Nay. The nays have it.
Behind you.
Okay.
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, that concludes my report in the work of this committee. On behalf of myself, Vice Chairman Jones and Dudash, and all the members, we thank you for your confidence placed in us to administer this committee. Thank you to all the committee members for their hard work and the members of the staff for their assistance. And I'm glad to see you all followed past Commander-in-Chief Bob Wallace's directions yesterday and keep on talking.
Thank you. All right. And now we're here to for nominations? So is there a nomination for Commander-in-Chief?
It is my honor to stand before you today to nominate a candidate who is well qualified for the high office of Commander-in-Chief. She exemplifies what the VFW stands for. Carol Whitmore spent a total of 36 years in the U.S. Army, both active duty and reserves. She retired as a first sergeant. Carol earned her eligibility into the VFW from her deployment to Iraq with the 103rd Expeditionary Sustainment Command. She joined the VFW Post 9127 in Des Moines, Iowa, where she maintains her Gold Legacy Life membership. Carol has served in various elected and appointed positions at all levels of the VFW, culminating with her election as Department Commander in 2018, in which she and her department achieved All-American status. On the national level, she served on the Legislative Committee for 3 years and on the General Resolution Committee. Carol was elected to a 4-year term in the VFW's National Council of Administration from her state of Iowa in June of 2019. Carol served on the National Finance Committee as a council member. Carol has proven over the last 2 years she is not only willing and able to perform the duties of National Commander, but also that she is very capable of performing those duties. In recognition to her military service, she received the Legion of Merit Medal, Bronze Star Medal, 6 Army Accommodation Medal, Army Achievement Medals, and 4 Good Conduct Medals. I don't know about that. National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Medal, and a Combat Action Badge, among others. Carol attended the University of Northern Iowa and the Hawkeye Community College. She is a retired nurse. She's a member of the Military Order of the Cootie, a life member of the American Legion. Carol and her husband, Brad, is also a life member of the VFW, reside in Des Moines, Iowa. It is a pleasure and an honor to place the name of Carol Whitmore for your consideration for the high office of Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for 2025-2026. Thank you.
We have a nomination, and there is a second. So I would invite her to come forward.
Goodnell Metz, Delegate, Post 1318, Madison, Wisconsin. It is my distinct honor to be standing here before you to speak about a comrade who is more than ready, willing, and very able to become the Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Chief Thine spoke of Carol's accomplishments in the military and as a member of the VFW. I want to tell you about Carol as an individual. Carol cares deeply not only about this organization, but also about you and your family. As much as she can, she will give you her undivided attention, listen, and give advice if asked for. If there exists a fault, it is that she will stay speaking with you for as long as it may take, while 10 other people line up to speak to her. Carol and I have a few things in common. We are both part of the Women's Army Corps. We are both retired non-commissioned officers. We were state commanders together, and we were on the National Council together. In other words, yes, we are very good friends. She is not only a veteran, she is the daughter of a World War II veteran and the proud wife of a Vietnam combat veteran. I proudly second the nomination for Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for 2024-25 of my sister from another, Mr. Carol Whitmore.
Are there any nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations for Commander-in-Chief? Nominations will remain open until tomorrow. Are there any nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
It's my honor to place the nomination for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, a comrade that's been in this organization for 29 years. Tim Peters, who's currently our Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, retired from the Air Force 20 years, joined the VFW in 1996 at VFW Post 805, O'Fallon, Illinois. There, he was the post commander while on active duty 3 times and made All-American post commander twice. Shortly after his retirement, he and his wife Barb moved to East Helena, Montana, where he now is a life member, Gold Legacy Life member of Post 10,010. This is where his work continues. Shortly after joining VFW Post 10,010, he became the post commander once again, where he also received All-American Post Commander. In 2010, 2011, he was the department commander, and again, All-American Department Commander. Shortly after the following year, they had an election for department quartermaster, which he ran for. The Department of Montana was having serious issues. They were in the red. Their current quartermaster at the time took off with approximately $130,000. So he brought the Department of Montana from the red back to the black in just 1 year. He continued filling department quartermaster for the Department of Montana for 13 years, from 2011 to 24. He made All-American Department Quartermaster 7 times. And what a special note here is he also became a Department All-American, Post-Department All-American, and District All-American, all 3 levels in the same year. I think it's the first time it's ever been accomplished. In 2012 is when I met Tim Peters. We were both on the council together for 4 years. Because of his knowledge in finance, he was appointed immediately to the Finance Committee and Audit and Budget Committee all 4 years while on National Council. I was impressed by his leadership. I was impressed by the way he handled funds. In 2018 and 2019, he became an elite recruiter, recruited 385 members. Today, he has approximately over 1,200 plus members recruited, and I think that's a very important thing to know, that he recruits for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, because if you're going to be the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief or Commander-in-Chief of this organization, you should lead from the front. Membership is important. In 2018, he was appointed Budget and Finance Chairman, and he served on this chairmanship for 8 consecutive years under 2 commander-in-chiefs to include myself. In 2020, 2023, Tim started to campaign for National Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief throughout the Western Conference. He was on the road. He was away from his family. He was endorsed by the Western Conference at the 124th National Convention, and our nominee for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief designee. The following year in Louisville, Kentucky, he was elected by you to become our Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief for this organization. During that year as Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, he has visited over 12 departments, all in all 4 conferences, to include the Pacific areas, Korea, and the Philippines. As you saw when TPAA was on this stage earlier, in March of 2025, he traveled to Thailand and Vietnam on a recovery mission with DPAA to bring home our heroes. And comrades, the Veterans of Foreign Wars has been doing that since 1993. There, he produced a video to show all of us the process of wet sifting sand and dirt to find possible fragments of any remains of our heroes from Vietnam. Tim's goal is POW MIA and to bring home as many of our heroes as possible. He has met with the director of DPA 4 times this year, Kelly McKegg, to identify more recovery missions so we can bring home our loved ones lost but not forgotten. He also turned over artifacts to the Vietnamese ambassador. You see, comrades, Tim has done more for this organization than most of you would know. I am proud to nominate Tim Peters for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the ensuing year 25-26. Thank you, comrades.
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief, national officers, delegates to the National Convention, my fellow comrades. I'm Tom Poliat, Commander-in-Chief 9899. I have the direct pleasure and honor to stand before this delegation to our great organization and second the nomination of Tim Peters for the office of National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the ensuing year. With unanimous endorsement of the Western Conference, his Department of Montana, his wife Barb, we brought to you, as promised, a sincere and energetic leader for the VFW. In Tim Peters, we have delivered. This last year, as your Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, you had the opportunity to see him and get to know him for yourself. You have witnessed firsthand his dedication to the VFW. He seeks your input and will use that input to make the VFW a better organization. Over the years, he has earned the respect of comrades throughout our organization. Tim is a hard worker, and he has chosen the VFW to be his work. I'm from Montana, and we in Montana are happy that he chose the VFW to be his work because, as was said, when he came to our state as state quartermaster, we were thousands of dollars in debt with no money in the bank. He set to work, and soon we were on a solid financial footing. He brought Montana out of the red into the black. This is what Tim does. He works hard until the job is done. That is what a leader does. The VFW recognizes leadership by awarding him All-American Department Commander and All-American Department Quartermaster. Tim is a leader in recruiting also. He leads by example there, too. He's a certified national recruiter, has distinguished himself as an elite recruiter and a century recruiter 6 times. He works these recruiting tables and brings eligibles into our organization, and he's successful in this regard because he has the heart and passion for the VFW. This passion for the VFW has caused Tim to give much of his time to aid and assist veterans and their families. His work helping veterans and their families attracted others to work with him. Before long, Tim had a team of people working with him, getting things done in all areas of the VFW, membership, programs, etc. At every stage, Tim sets goals, and working together, the team reached or exceeded those goals. That's why Montana has been an All-American department 7 times in the last 10 years. And Tim doesn't credit these successes to himself, he credits the team. His hard work showed us again what it is to be a leader by example. He sets the bar for what it is to be a hardworking member in the VFW, and this is leadership. Tim will be the same proven leader for our organization when he is our National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Tim has twice been chairman of the National Budget and Finance. He's been Western Conference Secretary, a National Council member, and a member of numerous national committees. While in these chairs, Tim showed that he's not afraid to challenge any issue which he feels is not in the best interest of the VFW. He has a proactive approach to solving problems, which leads to quicker, more focused solutions. Where others see only difficulties, Tim sees possibilities. And Tim sees great possibilities in our VFW future. Through these elections and appointments, Tim acquired the knowledge and experience that will aid and assist him in serving as our National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Okay. Oh, so I didn't know. So it is without reservation and with great pride that I second the nomination of the man most qualified to be our next Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, Tom Poliot. Tim Peters, thank you.
Are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Are there any other nominations? I recognize Past Commander-in-Chief Harmon.
Past Commander-in-Chief Keith Harmon, 2017-18, and delegate to this convention. I stand before you today to nominate Corey Geiser from Wisconsin for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. And Corey has been endorsed by the Big Ten Conference, by the way. Corey served 7 years in the United States Army in the military police and earned his eligibility through a 12-month tour in Korea and 15 months tour in Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Corey left the United States Army as a staff sergeant and served in various leadership positions to include the last 2 years as a platoon sergeant. When he returned home from Iraq, he joined the VFW as a member at large and later transferred his membership to Post 721 in Waukesha, where he maintains his Gold Legacy Life membership. Within the VFW, Corey has served as a post commander, earning All-State honors twice. On the district level, he has been an All-State and All-American commander. On the department level, he served the 2021-22 year as state commander, and Corey is currently the National Council member representing the Department of Wisconsin. Corey is a Gold Legacy Life member, a member of the American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, and Iraq-Afghanistan Veterans Association. Corey currently lives in Heartland, Wisconsin with his wife Beth and daughter Laura. Corey and Beth will celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Corey has been employed at the Battery Plus LLC for the past 12 years and is a national commercial sales coach for the commercial team. In his role, he mentors and trains franchise owners and their commercial sales representatives from all over the country on growing their business-to-business sales. Corey also works heavily in the government division of Batteries Plus, where he helps the owners of Battery Plus to navigate the complex bid process of the government sales. Comrades, it is an honor for me to place the name of Corey Geisler in nomination for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the 2025-26 year.
Commander-in-Chief, thank you for these brief moments. My fellow comrades, I know the hour is late, so I will try and be brief. During these days of this national convention, and I'm sure many of you, have felt a sense that something good is going on. A wind seems to be blowing through when I see this younger generation of veterans that are obviously committed to honoring our past, but forging a future that continues the mission for which we are so well known and so revered by our fellow veterans. To that end, the VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that is totally committed to supporting our Commander-in-Chief during the 25-26 year and working with her to ensure success of our organization. The VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that is committed to surrounding himself with leaders of integrity that will help him move forward and pay homage to the work of those veterans that have gone before us. The VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will work every day to move this organization forward and bring honor to this great organization and all of us that are its members. We deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will always put the VFW first, and we deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will work tirelessly to take away the me and insert the we. My comrades, I suggest that we deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that represents all of us and will work tirelessly to bring us together and understand that when you hold high VFW office, what you do and what you say and how you act and how you present yourself to our fellow Americans reflects either favorably or unfavorably upon all of us. It is a special trust. And I submit to you that Corey Geisler is the man for this job. My Great Southern Conference has endorsed Corey, and I am pleased to stand before you and second the nomination of a new generation of leadership that will lead this organization forward in the years to come and be the kind of leader that will make you and me and all of us proud. I'm honored to second the nomination of Corey Geisler for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Comrades, are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Seeing none, the nominations will remain open until tomorrow. And so now we have the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Are there any nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. To you and the national officers, my fellow delegates to the 126th VFW National Convention. I'm honored today to represent the Keystone State of Pennsylvania and the Great Eastern States Conference to place in nomination the name of Glenn R. Umberger, Jr. for the high office of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2025-2026. A Gold Legacy Life member of VFW Post 7155 in Trapp, Pennsylvania, Glenn earned his eligibility while serving in the Army Reserve
during Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. In fact, Glenn served in the Army Reserve, enlisting as a private and retiring as a major after 33 years of honorable service. During his service, he was the recipient of numerous awards and citations. Glenn also served as a federal U.S. Army civil servant for 33 years. Now fully retired, he is ready to devote his every day to our VFW as Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Glenn has served at all levels of our organization, in the post, district, state, and now finishing his term on the National Council Administration. He was Pennsylvania State Commander in 2015-2016. Glenn has a bachelor's degree from Shippensburg University in criminal justice. What I have just described to you is a resume of a proven leader. Glenn leads by example. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He brings people together towards common goals. Glenn is a steady hand at the wheel. As we meet the challenges of our fellow veterans, military personnel, and their families, that's what our organization needs, proven leaders. Glenn R. Umberger is such a person, and that is why I'm honored and proud to place a nomination, his name, for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2025-2026, and I ask for your support for his election. Thank you.
Commander-in-Chief, national officers, comrades and delegates to this convention. I'm Dwight Sarmiento, delegate to this convention and past Commander-in-Chief. It is truly an honor for me to stand here and nominate a man I've known over a decade. When we talk about the right person at the right time for the right job, that's Glenn Umberger, Jr. from the Department of Pennsylvania. When he goes down in the rolls, when this is all said and done, I assure you, matter of fact, if I had to put money on it, he's gonna go down as one of the great ones. Honestly, I don't say that lightly. I mean that, Glenn. It is an honor for me to stand in front of you and proudly endorse Glenn Umberger out of the Department of Pennsylvania for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Are there any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Thank you. Any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Nominations will remain open until tomorrow. And now, I'd like to request, are there any nominations for Quartermaster General?
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Chris Haynes, Ohio National Council Member, VFW Post 7596 Delegate. It gives me great pleasure to nominate a comrade who has served this organization with distinction over the years. I've had the privilege to work alongside him as a National Council Member and as a member of the Budget and Finance Committee. We have crossed paths at many departments over the years where he shows his individuality as a representative of the national organization. He is focused, he is an excellent communicator, and he mentors comrades wherever he may be. He has demonstrated his fiscal responsibilities in all areas of the organization. He has achieved goals of efficiency in areas where he sees a need. Even his shirts are abbreviated, NITB, not in the budget. He has led the modernization of product lines within the VFW store, including the successful 125th anniversary items
along with upgraded and more fashionable apparel for both men and women. He remains steadfast to provide leadership in the Quartermaster General's office, who places the organization above himself. He continues to search out areas of inefficiencies, evaluates options and benefits, addresses them, institutes necessary changes, whether popular or not. He has worked to cut costs on how poppies will be distributed in the future and how our buildings are maintained. A true steward of our finances and investments, he works to ensure we provide the world-class service and support our members rely on for another 125 years. It gives me great pleasure to nominate Mark Garduno for Quartermaster General 2025-2026.
Bill Thigpen, Commander-in-Chief of the Department of Indiana. Mark Garduno was elected Quartermaster General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States on March 21st, 2022 by special election of the National Council of Administration. Prior to his election, he held appointed positions as VFW Assistant Quartermaster General and served as a member of the VFW National Legislative Committee and National Bylaws Study Group. Mark retired from the U.S. Army after 20 years as Chief Warrant Officer of CW3, Human Resources Technician, and his assignments included several tours in the Republic of Korea, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and the Joint Readiness Training Center, headquartered in Little Rock Air Force Base in Arkansas. After retiring from the Army in 2008, he held various civilian sector management positions to include several years as project manager for the Department of the Defense contracting company with service at the Joint Personnel Effects Depot, Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. He joined the VFW Post 8180 in Seoul, Korea in 2005 and currently maintains his Gold Legacy Life membership at VFW Post 3238, Camden, Delaware. Mark holds the distinction of being named a Triple Crown All-American Commander and led a VFW Outstanding Community Services Post in 2016. Mark is a 2021 graduate of Wilmington University, where he received his Master's of Science degree in Nonprofit Management. He is a life member of the Military Order of the Cooties, the VFW National Home. He belongs to Sigma Beta Delta Honor Society of Business, Management, and Administration. Mark and his wife, Hunju, reside in Kansas City, Missouri. It is a privilege to second the nomination of Mark Garduno for the high office of Quartermaster General for the ensuing year. Thank you.
We come to the National Chaplain. Are there any nominations for National Chaplain?
Good evening. Nicole Horseman, 680, VFW Post 680, Lexington, Kentucky. It is my distinct privilege and honor to nominate to you Timothy Darren Atkins for National Chaplain for 25-26. I am going to nominate him in short fashion and keep it brief. He served in the Army for 13 years, earning his eligibility in Kosovo and Iraq. He joined the VFW in 2017 at VFW 5829 in Whitesburg, Kentucky, where he maintains his Gold Legacy membership. A few years later, in 2020, he became our department chaplain and remains in that position to date. 5 years later, he successfully created and the chaplain's retreat that they held in Kentucky this spring. During COVID, Darren helped coordinate 800 care packages to veterans and was recognized by Mike Rowe in his web series, Returning the Favor. He has further implemented chaplain workshops and has created the Chaplain of the Year Award for our department. He has done all of this in what could be considered his short time within our organization. He has made long-lasting and impactful advances to the chaplaincy. He is also ordained through United National Ministry, and he would be an amazing candidate for you to consider for chaplain for 25-26. Thank you.
Evening, comrades. My name is Nathan Sesko. I'm the past department commander for the Department of Kentucky. I've known Darren for quite a while, and I'm from his district, but every single person in this organization has a mission, there's no doubt in my mind, and this gentleman's found his. He served at every level as chaplain that you could, but furthermore, he's boots on ground, not just with your memorial services and prayers at meetings that we sometimes get confused on it, generic, and we try to change wording. But he's a true faithful person. He's a faith-based man that whenever things get tough, with every disaster that Kentucky's had in the past 4 years, he's boots on ground being a beacon of light to every person that is struggling. His post became the headquarters, the hub for natural disaster before the Red Cross was even in Eastern Kentucky. He was there talking to people, comforting them. Those are the jobs that a chaplain gets forgotten about. They are there for people in their hardest times. That's the kind of person that we need as national chaplain, and I second the motion.
Are there any other nominations for national chaplain? Any other nominations for national chaplain? Any other nominations for national chaplain? Nominations will remain open until tomorrow. Are there any nominations for National Judge Advocate General?
Commander-in-Chief, national officers, delegates and comrades at this 126th National Convention. My name is Paul Sperra. I am a past Commander-in-Chief, and I very proudly stand here representing the Eastern States Conference to present our candidate for Judge Advocate General. I'm not going to read his resume, his bio. I don't have to tell you what his pedigree is and where he served, but I do want to tell you a very brief story. More than 50 years ago, I attended a national convention, and someone introduced me to this comrade. It seems at the time that a congressman from the state of Connecticut had introduced the very first piece of legislation dealing with the problems of Agent Orange. A resolution was brought to the floor of the convention. When it went into committee, it was rejected for various reasons. But that didn't stop him. When I met him, he was in the midst of putting together a group of individuals, all Vietnam veterans, to fight this on the floor of the convention. And fight it we did. And we won. We overrode the committee's recommendation. And from that moment to today, he has indicated that same passion, that same commitment to this organization, to the well-being of its members. But beyond that, he has dedicated his VFW career to the VFW bylaws. He lives them. He breathes them. 15 years he served on the bylaws committee of this national organization. He served once before as our Judge Advocate General. He was the Adjutant Quartermaster of the Department of Connecticut. His accomplishments are many. But what I'm asking you at this convention to look at is the content of his character, what he means to our organization, what he has meant to our organization, what he has done for our organization. So it is with a great deal of pleasure and pride that I present to you the name of Ronald Ronnie Roscoe Rosakowitz for the high office of Judge Advocate General for the years 25 and 26. Thank you.
For a second. There you go. This is us around him.
Commander-in-Chief, delegates on the dais, delegates in the audience. My name's Bob Barnhart, past state commander, council member. I'm on the pension board for National. Proud to be here as a delegate to nominate my good friend Ron Ruskowitz for the office of Judge Advocate. I know that he'll do a good job for this department, and he will keep us in line and help the Commander-in-Chief coming in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations for National Judge Advocate General? Any other nominations for National Judge? Any other nominations? The nominations will remain open until tomorrow. Now we have nomination for National Surgeon.
Good afternoon, comrades. You guys are asleep now, aren't you? Rocky Davis, can you hear me? Okay, Rocky Davis, 10,043, Lewiston, Idaho, delegate, past state commander, past national council member. Today I have the distinct honor of nominating a remarkable individual for the position of National Surgeon for the term 25-26, Douglas Welch. He goes by Doug, unless his wife's mad at him. Doug joined the VFW in 2014 before he left active duty. He served 6 years as an all-state post commander and 3 years as All-American post commander in Idaho's second largest post. He went through the chairs and served as a department commander from 2021 to 2022. He was National Deputy Chief of Staff 2023 to 2024 and served many years as district and post surgeon. He is a Gold Legacy Life member of the VFW, Life member of the Marine Corps League, Life member of the Fleet Reserve, and a member of the American Legion. Doug is chairman of the Lewiston, Idaho, Clarkson, Washington Valley Veterans Council and serves on the Idaho Veterans Assistant League Board for the Lewiston, Idaho Veterans Home. Doug is a local hospice volunteer, assisting and comforting veterans and their families. He's undereducated. He holds 3 bachelor's degrees, management, business administration, and psychology. Doug also holds 2 master's degrees in business administration and national security and strategic studies from the Naval War College. Doug's dedication to service spans an impressive 41 years, embodying the very essence of what it means to be a veteran. His journey began in 1973 when he enlisted in the United States Navy, serving as a hospital corpsman until 1981. Following this foundational experience, he transitioned to the Idaho Army National Guard as a combat medic, where he continued to exemplify courage and commitment until 1986. Throughout his military career, Doug has held numerous positions that highlight his expertise in the medical field. He's worked diligently to enhance deployable medical systems and medical readiness, collaborating not only with the United States Navy, Marine Corps, Army, and Air Force, but also with the Canadian military and NATO forces in multinational missions. His vast experience is a testament to his capability and readiness to serve our veterans. Between 2007 and 2011, he served as the Chief of Joint Regional Medical Plans in NORAD NORTHCOM in Colorado Springs. Doug was instrumental in ensuring that our military personnel were medically prepared to respond to any crisis, providing essential leadership and guidance in medical planning and execution. From 2011-2014, Doug stepped up into a critical role as the Deputy Medical Advisor and Medical Intelligence Officer at Allied Headquarters Joint Force Command, Brunsum, Maryland, Netherlands. He played an integral part in NATO operations, contributing to the success of the International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan. His strategic insights during the vital period underscore his qualifications and unwavering commitment to operational excellence. Can't talk. I've been over an hour and a half? All right, can I go 25 seconds left? No! Okay. In closing, we ask for your support in Doug Welch for Surgeon General 2025-2026. Thank you.
Comrades, Joe Reiner, past state commander, Department of Idaho. It is my pleasure to second the nomination for retired Navy Captain Doug Welch, 41 years of military service in the Air Force. We call that a slow learner.
Any other nominations for surgeon? Any other nominations for surgeon? Any other nominations for surgeon? Nominations will remain open. I'll now call on the Adjutant General for any announcements.
Comrades, we're going to start the patriotic march in 30 minutes. Please bring your kids. Kids in the VFW are allowed. I don't want to hear anybody say no kids allowed. Kids are allowed in this patriotic rally in our VFW. Concessions, you can open those bars now. Thank you. We still got to do our recess. Hang on. Sergeant at Arms.
Comrades, all rise. Comrade National Chaplain, on cover, parade, hurst.
O sovereign God, as we break, use it to refresh us physically and mentally and bring us back tomorrow to continue the work of the VFW. Amen.
Amen. Veterans of foreign wars of the United States, attention, cover. Comrades, face the flag of our nation. Join me in a final salute to our colors. Present, order, Comrade Commander-in-Chief, that completes closing ceremonies of this session.
Thank you. This session is in recess.